And then we have so much hypocrisy, you know, coming from our government leaders about masking. Just recently, the mayor of San Francisco, London Breed, it's kind of unbelievable. And I don't, at this point, it seems like they don't care how they look. And they sort of, when they're questioned about it, when they're caught, they sort of come off indignant. I'm going to play a really small clip from London Breed when she was questioned about why she was not wearing a mask indoors.
And I think it's sad that this is even a story. The fact is, there was something that was really monumental that occurred, and that is Tony, the original members, the brothers, Raphael Sadiq and Dwayne Wiggins, who have not performed in public for, I believe, at least over 20 years. They are just really some of the most incredible artists in the history of this country and the Bay Area in particular. And the fact that that is getting lost here is very unfortunate, not to mention the incredible trumpeter, Maurice Mo Better Brown.
Oh my God. So she goes on and on. She's caught not wearing a mask. And I watched the footage of her. It's not that she's just at her table or she's just getting up for a second or she looks like she just finished her meal. She straight up was up dancing in the crowd. And when questioned about it, she's like, this is Tony. This is like a reunion tour. This is a long, 6-minute clip, but she goes on to making it about how we need to support nightlife and how dare it be about her.
Look, you're in danger, Chrissy. I mean, seriously, that level of comedy, that is a danger to your career.
She's going to take my job.
Right. She's standing up saying, hey, they hadn't played in a band for 20 years. So COVID magically disappears because COVID is afraid of the band reunion or something. It's like the Met Gala.
Mm.
I mean, seriously, it's like the Emmys. Everybody inside the tent had no masks on, except who? Except the Black Hispanic people serving the champagne and the hors d'oeuvres. I mean, what does that tell you? I mean, just what Hollywood is liberalism. And what does it say? Oh, the serfs can be masked, but we are immune from COVID. As children, one of the most viral videos I put on my Twitter a couple of days ago is this, and I think it's pre-K, this tiny kid, and in comes the Nazi quote unquote teacher or whatever, and he's pulling the mask off, he's crying, he's tearing, and she's just forcing that mask back on that child. I mean, it's fascistic. And on top of that, who are the science deniers? Listen, your viewers need to know this. I walk my dogs every morning past a massive playground, and it breaks my heart every morning when I see those parents, young parents, fit parents, holding the hands of their little toddlers, and the little toddler is masked. And I just feel, I mean, one day I might have to say, excuse me, do you know the scientific data for COVID in children? I'm just curious to see what their response is, because I've posted on my Twitter feed from the CDC. The fact is, if you are under the age of 16, your chances of dying from COVID aren't 5%, aren't 1%, aren't 0.5%. According to the national data, a child's mortality rate from COVID is less than the seasonal flu. It is 0.05%. So what the hell are you doing? It's mind-blowing.
It seems like it takes only one like very brainwashed person per family to have an effect on everyone.
Yes.
Because what I've heard from a lot of folks that they'll sort of pressure their parents into getting, well, you can't see your grandson unless you get it. And I know this comes from a place of fear, but again, like you said, look at the science, look at the statistics. Maybe some people are mistaken in thinking that they don't want their little toddler to give it to their grandparent. But again, like where are the stats on this?
Can we just stop? You don't even need stats. Look at health policy. Fauci has said no masks, masks, double masks. So where's the science there? And then on top of this, what the hell do you think's happening in a restaurant or a plane? You're on a plane and you're wearing a mask, and 26 times the stewardess says, "I'm sorry, but these are the regulations, and you'll be escorted off the plane if you don't." And then what do humans think happens when you drink or eat and you are permitted to take off your? What do you think happens in a restaurant when they say you can take your mask off to eat? Do you think COVID just kind of stops and like hovers in the air because you've taken your mask off and you're eating? Are you a cretin? Are you a moron? Do you actually think COVID knows not to go up your nose when you are drinking that warm glass of Coke on the plane?
COVID is so polite. It just
it's
waits.
so polite. I mean, it's just so polite.
Yeah.
It's, oops, I can't infect you now because you're eating that stupid little dried up biscuit the stewardess gave you. Guys, wake up. Stop living in fear, please.
What would you say to Americans who truly feel hopeless? They see footage of their leaders and governors and our celebrities doing whatever they please. Really, at this point, it seems like they don't care at all how they look. What do you say to Americans who feel like, well, I still have to obey the rules? To me, I'm starting to feel like, no, you don't, because
do not comply. Do not comply. I refuse to wear a mask. People call me out all the time, and I just say two things. Hey, does your mask work? And that kind of stumps them. Like, if your mask works, then you worry about yourself, not me. And then the second one is, if they get really crappy, it's like abortion. My body, my choice.